Shabbat Shalom. We are getting to the one before the last parasha for this beautiful book, a special book, Vayikra, Leviticus. And sometimes it's so misunderstood, and sometimes they do things with this book that sometimes I get myself perplexed, you know. This is what I call it the cocktail or the banquet for those ones who are ultra religious. They love it because they start making their own understanding, their own rules and their own regulations, and sometimes come with ideas that I ask myself, where are they coming from? And you know, with these ideas. But it's okay because we are in this process of learning, and we are in the process of understanding the scripture. Another thing that has told you before, and I'm going to repeat myself, is that the Torah is not a chronological book. No, not even an historical book. You know, it's not a philosophical book. It's not a theological book. Has a little bit of everything, but the truth of the matter is that he comes to teach us and to give us, to all of us, the wonderful principles of life, how to live. And one of the things that we need to have in an understanding is that each one of us, we have been made to his likeness and to his image. What it means is that we are a product of his creation. Blessed be his name. This is the reason that we use the term, the Boré Olam, the creator. No, that's a wonderful term to use. That everything that exists here, he has made it. And one of the things in this short parasha, it's only one chapter, is going to take us to the point about the earth. You're going to talk about the land that he's giving to Israel. You know, our Rabbi, they tell us that the Creator gave us three things as inheritance: the Torah, the land, and the world to come. You know? And sometimes we don't see it in that way. Even the three of them are very fuzzy in our minds. We need to be careful about how we look at the Creator when he wants to teach us. And he's talking to us like I just not long ago Peggy talked about. And how the Creator makes us an encounter. And it's interesting what Keturah has spoken, you know, because it is about acknowledging, recognizing, and I'm going to use a term that's very interesting that's talked about in this parasha, the Shemitah or Shemitah. You know, if you translate that word, basically Shemitah means let it go or withdraw, let go or withdraw, you know, from it. And you're going to see the principle. And then we're going to go to the Yobel, you know. And in the Yobel, we're going to see also talking about the land, but it's going to be this also idea about the redeeming. You have release and redeeming. That these two ideas are very important. Now, the land, as Danny very clearly told us, the land belongs to the Creator. And he makes us know that this land is his. And we are only tenants of the land. And we need to take care of the land. You know, something that sometimes we don't do a good job. And especially with Israel, the land of Israel, that right now is on over the news to whom that land belongs, you know. And they wanted to say what they wanted to say over the United Nations or any part of the world. That land belongs to the Creator, and he has been given to Israel longer than the so-called Palestinians. Of Palestinians don't have anything. It's only the term, you know, because before the Palestinians, by the way, for some of you that you are not aware, the first people called Palestinians were the Jews. It's not interesting, you know. And then that name, just after Arafat in the 60s, he called himself Palestinian, you know. Arafat was a Egyptian, no, even was not from there, no. But they are Arabs, that period, and that's what they are. And they are Jordanians or Syrians or Lebanese or Egyptian, but they are not Palestinians. That's the truth. But the land belongs to Israel. Why? Because the Creator has given for them to supervise the land. Now, but there is one little thing about the Shemitah. Let the land to rest. You know, after 6 years, the 7th year, you need to let the land to rest. And that creates a big problem among the farmers especially. You know, how are you going to cut my income? You know, if I let the land to rest, you know, first of all, I won't make any income. You know, secondly, I won't be able to produce anything more. Third, how am I going to sell to others? How are you going to live? And he very clearly say that they need to have to take certain precautions, and the last day, the 6th day, the 7th year, the 6th year, they need to save something, to hold something, and then to let the land to grow, and they can still get in from the land, but allow other people to get from the land, and with forever is open field, you know. And then at the 8th year, they need to start taking the land, and just they start producing on the 9th year. And that is a lot of trust. And here there is a principle that the Torah is trying to teach the people of Israel. First of all, in whom do you trust? This is very important to understand. Do you trust only on yourself, or you really trust to the Creator? You know, and just they mentioned that they do the talk, you know, but they forgot to do the walk. You know, we do the talk, but we forgot the walk. And this is what we call it from emunah to bitachon, from faith to trust. Trust is acting upon your faith. No? Then the Creator is going to give a principle to the people of Israel, and it's a principle for all of us. I am the king, I am in charge, I have everything, and then I am the one that takes care of this creation. It's my creation. And the land is going to treat it as a living being. You know, there are many cultures, many civilizations that they talk about the motherland, or the land has alive, you know. And the natives, especially in North America, they talk about the land as something living. And that's what the Creator is, because everything that He created has life, even the rocks. You know, that sometimes, because He created everything. Now, a principle here in Shemitah is about to let it go, to release. What it means is not your property. What it means with this simple statement. You know, have you seen children, especially the 2 years old and a little bit, when they are playing? You see a child who has 20 toys around him, and he's or she, and they're playing with one. No? Then come other children of the same age. And the other children, they want to play with other toys. No with his toy, but other toys that he has around. And suddenly he sees that the other is playing with it. He goes and pulls the toy. You know, it's mine. You know, I am not playing with it, but it's mine. You know, the other one is mine. And then where comes a big fight. They start pulling, and the time of sharing is totally non-existent. Sharing? Go share your own toys, not mine. You know? How many of us, we're 2 years old, we are things. Okay? It's mine. I do not want to give it to anybody. And one of the things that the Creator has given more is about your own ownership, who you are. And I want to take you to I say that this time I was going to teach you about the scriptures, the Torah, applying to ourselves as individuals, the principles. You know, what is the greatest property that you have upon yourself? You. You know, and how you think how little by little we are growing more and more individualistic, more selfish, more and more. And you're going to see in many areas, me, me, and me. What is for me? The word of the entitlement. You know, we are in a generation in which everybody owes me something. I never think what I can provide to society. Is the idea what society can provide to me. It's always me. I am the center. And the Creator is teaching us, let it go. Release yourself. Don't hold. Because holding is going to destroy you. It's going to do damage on you. And we keep doing that. The second area is the Shemitah is letting go. And the Yobel, interestingly enough, the Yobel is also giving freedom, returning, but at the same time is the idea of redeeming. Another thing is to reclaim ownership, but in a way that it is not only mine, but I am responsible for it. What I was trying to tell you, we, all of us, without exception, we go through times in our lives that we need to take decisions. There are difficult times in our lives. Sometimes we commit mistakes. I wish to know if there is any among you that has never committed a mistake, you know, because you will be very privileged, okay? I think with the exception of Miriam, I don't know anybody else. But all of them, all of us, you know, we have committed mistakes. And you know, nobody needs to tell you that you have committed a mistake when you know that you have committed a mistake. You already know. And all depending how you act upon that. You know? And sometimes you are going to blame yourself the rest of your life for that mistake. You keep it. I committed a mistake, that's my mistake, it's only my mistake, and I am guilty for my mistake. When I do counseling, I always use this beautiful word, let it go. Shemitah, go. You know, now you have accepted your mistake, you have accepted what you did, now you need to let it go. Because if you are holding to yourself, what you are saying is that there is not hope for you. What you are saying is there is no any longer a possibility of a new beginning. There is no any longer possibility to redo yourself. And you are the one that's putting the stop to yourself. And then when you have accepted your mistake, your fault, whatever you wanted to call it, when you have acknowledged what you have done wrong, then comes the redemption. and that's at the beginning again. This is what the Creator is trying to teach us, to all of us. You know, I always say we need to be practical in understanding the Torah in the principle for today. You know, sometimes we try to do the land in Israel, and you know, because it's so hard for them to do that, and the land is so small and things, you know what, they invent ideas. You know, they circumvent in a very spiritual way. You know, because I won't be able to give a rest to the land, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign a paper, and a rabbi is going to back it up, my paper, and I'm going to say that I sell it to so-and-so who is a Gentile, and he's going to own the land. That means the land is not any longer mine. Then the Gentile can continue using the land. The only difference is when he sells the produce, okay, part of the income comes to me back. And you know, and sometimes they put in Israel, it's very interesting. At the time of Shemitah, they put in the fruit on the thing that they sell. This is not a fruit from a Shemitah land. Now, if you want to know the Shemitah, you know, the only thing that you need to do is to divide the years that the Jewish years, by 7. And you know if the year that you are is a Shemitah or no. For example, the last Shemitah that we have had was 57, 55, you know? 745, sorry. 57. And then the divide right now, and the we are now 57, 79, no? The next one is going to be 57, 20, I think it's 28. 57, 80. Yeah, 57, 80. Sorry. Then you divide it, it's going to give you exactly 7. It's a multiple of 7. You know, that's how you know that it's Shemitah. The number needs to be a multiple of 7. Then in Israel, they know. Very simple, pay because I don't. Divide it. Yeah, divide is 200. Multiply 286 by 7 now. Do you have? That one to give you. Well, how much they give you? Okay.
But you did say 79, so I don't
No,
know.
we are now 57, 79. What is not Shemitah. In order to know what is Shemitah, divided by 7. And it's exactly, okay, now it's simple. Thank you. Anyway, then with the Yovel, it's a little more complicated. Because they talk about 49, 50, and they are at a school for everything. Remember, 2 Jews, 3 opinions. Yeah. I am so glad that the Creator knows exactly what it is. But to me, the most important thing about this is what it really means to release and what it means to redeem. These are the 2 terms that I would like to bring it to you after what I am talking to you. Because how many of us we feel oppressed? It's a good question. You know, people say, I had never thought I am oppressed. You know, you will be surprised how many of us we are limited by what we do by fear. You know, fear is, the phobias today is a very normal, you know. You know that we are in the time of really a lot of mental problems in this world, you know. One of the most popular diseases today, depression. And you ask yourself, what does all those things come from? Because we have put ourselves in a box. And we cannot release. We cannot liberate ourselves. And once you do that, you start seeing the things in different way, with different perspective. This another question. Are you holding on something? Are you holding on something? Ask yourself this question. What are you holding on to? You know, you would be surprised how many of us we can discover what we are holding on to. Sometimes my, what do we call it? I don't like changes in my life. I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything different than what I am doing. I am comfortable in my position. Any change is terrible. No? Any possibilities of doing something different is scary. And we limited ourselves. We have capabilities beyond what we have. But we do not like to risk. We don't like to take another step. They call it a step of faith. No, you usually, when you take a step, it's because you know what you want and what you want to do. Doesn't mean that all the time you are going to be successful, but you try. What is the worst thing in a person? When they don't try. How do you know that you're not going to be able to do it if you have never done it? And how many of us have this situation in ourselves? We say, you know, I cannot do it. Even before it is put on the front of us. No, I cannot do it. How many of us we expect that others do it for us? Then this idea about release is very important because we need to release ourselves from ourselves. That's the reason I say, do you know what is holding you back? Ask yourself that simple question. That is very profound. But what is the fears of what? Then, once you have been able to release, believe me, you are going to conquer. And when you release, then you have the possibility to redeem. And what it means to redeem? To make it yours back. The Creator gave the land to Israel and told the land you can use it for 6 years. On the 7 years, you need to let it go. Does the land really needs rest? Some, what I call it, people that know about that, they will tell you yes, because we need to renew the, replenish the soil, no? But that's really all true or no? For example, only to give you an idea, why, if you need to rest and give rest the land, by the way, many civilizations do that, why you don't do something around? For example, 1 year a piece of land, the other year another piece of land, another year a piece of land. Why everything at once? Because the Creator wants to instead put on you the idea of trust. Who do you trust? Of course that we trust in ourselves. You know, and we don't even trust in our own shadow. And many times I say, I am grateful that I had a little bit of faith that believe in the Creator. because I used to doubt even of my own shadow, and I needed to grow in my life little by little through many experiences to understand how great is our Creator, blessed be His name. When I do counseling with anybody, the first thing that I'm trying to ask them is, please tell me a little bit about your upbringing. Tell me a little bit about when you were growing up, about when you were a child, your parents. What are your first memories that you have? And suddenly, there are people that have blocks, mental blocks. They cannot tell me anything. They get nervous. And little by little, they try to remember. And some of them become very emotional. And then some of them even start crying. And they start remember things that supposedly were done to them. And they are now adults. And they still have it in their minds, holding them back. And when they start talking about it, they, without realizing, they are releasing themselves. And sometimes they say, oh, Rabbi, you are such a good counselor. That has nothing to do with that. It's themselves. That they're coming back to themselves. They're understanding there are many things that we are holding back, even without knowing that we are doing that. Our fears are our worst enemies. The fear of the unknown. No? We cannot know the future. The Creator was very wise not to let us know the day that we were going to die. Nobody knows. Even those when they are in death row, that they are going to be killed. They are postponing and postponing. The poor guy is waiting. They want to get killed, but they happen. Even when the doctor say to this person, you won't have more than 3 months. I know somebody that they gave it only 5 years of life, and now he's in his 15 years. You don't know. Then what is the things that we have been holding back? What is things that doesn't allow us to really start again? And this is what the Shemitah and the Yovel are all together. A new beginning. Always a new beginning. Everything returned to the way that the word, to the honor. In that way, what it really means in a practical ways. You can start again. I have a saying. I say, my God is the God of the beginning again. Our God is the God of the beginning again. He is not holding us back. Totally the contrary. He wants to give us the opportunity to go ahead. It is my really prayer that all of us in this community, that even the small that we are, we can all of us release ourselves in a way that we can be who we really need to be, okay? With all the potential that He has given to us, and to be the best of what we can be. And you're going to see that that is a step of trust, and also it's a step of redemption, because it's ownership back. Make us all together trying to work on this. And then we're going to see that when the Creator say on Behar Sinai, in the mountain of Sinai, He spoke to His people. He is still speaking to all of us. and we need to listen to him. Shabbat shalom.